Hi, welcome to Ed Foodie. Today we're going to make an interesting little snack. I've made it actually quite a few times in the last few weeks trying to perfect the crunchiness of it. But we're going to make a smashed potato chip, or I guess what I'm going to call it is potato nachos. So first thing, I've got a little pot of water boiling. I'm going to put in a couple of large cloves of garlic and a bay leaf. So for the potatoes, the important thing is to get the smallest potato you can find, and that's why I had to make these a few times in the last week. I couldn't get the potatoes small enough for what I really wanted, but then I found these in the store. These are multicolored potatoes, and they're nice and small, and it's exactly what you want to find. So I'm just going to make a few of these things. I got about 5 or 6, and I got a little bit of each color. The dark purple ones actually work, I think, the best. And then I got some small red ones and then just some small white skin. So all we're gonna do is plop these in. I got 6 or 7 of these. Plop them in the boiling water and boil them until they're tender, and that's gonna be only about 10 to 12 minutes. While those are boiling, we can just get a little head start on our baking dish. I got a foil lined baking dish. I'm gonna spray it with some cooking spray. Potatoes have been boiling for about 12 minutes. We're gonna pour them into a strainer, get rid of the water, and then put the potatoes back into the pan. So in the pot, I'm just gonna pour a little bit, maybe a teaspoon of olive oil. We want to coat these potatoes with olive oil. So we're just going to coat these really good and get a little bit of a char on the potatoes. I did a recipe, I think, called charred potatoes a few weeks ago. And it really gives them kind of a campfire taste. And I think it's going to make it a little bit more crispy also. So we'll just toss this around. It may take about 5 minutes. Then also, after we smash these, the oil on that, we'll put them in the broiler, and that oil will also give it a little crispiness. All right, the skins are, I think, getting a little crispy here, a little brown. So we'll turn the burner off. So be careful with these. These are, extremely hot. Yeah, I kind of smell the char, almost like a baked potato. All right, so we put the potatoes onto the foil-lined baking pan. So what we're going to do is, any kind of a flat object, I'm just using a spatula, we're going to press down and smash these. And again, be very careful because these are going to be hot. I guess you could spray the spatula with some cooking spray also. You want them fairly thin because you want them crispy. Okay, that looks good. We can put a little bit of salt. I'm not putting too much salt because I'm going to sprinkle these with, it's cut off here. It's the powdered ranch dip. You could use onion dip as well, I guess. And I think, this is going to be already pretty salty. So here's where you can get kind of, depending on what part of the world you're from, some of my Indian friends, you could sprinkle, I got curry powder, garam masala, some comino, you could sprinkle that on there. That'd be great tasting. Maybe Mexicana, you could have some chili powder. and some beer salt. That'll give it like a little bit of a citrus flavor. I'm gonna go with, I guess, Texas style potato nachos. Again, to make these a little more crispy, I'm gonna sprinkle with a grated Parmesan cheese. So when we put this under the broiler, you know, the Parmesan doesn't really melt. It'll help the potatoes stick together, and then it eventually turns nice and crispy. So I'm gonna put a good portion on here. And don't worry if it goes over the side, because it'll stick on there, and we'll just scoop up the whole thing and it'll just make it a little bit bigger and more crispy. Okay, I have my broiler already preheated to high. So that's it for this part. We're gonna stick these into the broiler for maybe somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes. I'm gonna check in 5 minutes. These are pretty small, so as soon as you start to see them get a little bit brown, and we'll pull them out. All right, I pulled them out actually after only 3 minutes. You can see the cheese is already getting brown. So now we're gonna take our spatula and just flip these over, and see that cheese really helps it stick together. All right, so now on the other side, we can start to maybe put some of our nacho toppings. We do want more of the Parmesan cheese. You probably don't need to put quite as much as you did on the other side, because when we pull these out, they'll be done. We're not gonna have to flip them over. I'm gonna put a little bit of chopped bacon on at least a couple of them. Then of course, for nachos, you'd want these grated cheddar cheese. All right. So now we'll pop these back in the oven just for that cheese to melt. It's probably gonna be like 30 seconds. Now, what I'm gonna do, what I thought was really good on the other ones I made, I have some this canned French fried onion rings. It really tastes good on here, but when you put that on here and then stick it under the broiler, I mean, they burn like in 20 seconds. So I'm gonna sprinkle this on after we pull them out. All right, these are looking good. So for our final toppings, let's see. I've got maybe enough for 2 of these canned onion. We'll put these on a serving platter. All right, so here's the plate. All right, so let's finish up our nacho. I guess you could almost call these little mini baked potatoes as well. I'm gonna put a little bit of sour cream. Maybe a lot of sour cream. I'll leave some of these with no sour cream because Catherine doesn't care much for sour cream. I've got avocado. I'm gonna put just a little bit of avocado chunks. It'd be better if you had guacamole, but I just finished up the guacamole. If you like it hot, put a little sliced jalapeno on there. And then I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit with some of these freeze-dried chives. If I would have thought of it, I would have chopped up some green onion. Something else I thought good, if you choose that chili powder with the beer salt, the lime, you could sprinkle a little bit of cilantro on top of these, and that'd be really good too. All right, so let's give one of these a taste. I'll do the ones with the sour cream. Yeah, that Parmesan cheese really kind of makes it a little bit crispy. Yeah, these are really good. This could also be like a replacement for potato skins. I think I have a video on potato skins. And it takes a little while to make them. This is a quick and easy way to make like mini potato skins. But yeah, very good. I like it. Probably the hardest part is trying to find those small potatoes. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to Foodie right over there. And thanks for watching.